born out of those horror and hero stories was some very sage advice from my amazing father, who is a retired human surgeon. And he said to me, you will make mistakes because you're human, and that's, humans make mistakes. And he said to me, above all, own them and be honest. Just go back out and be honest and keep communicating, because it will all eventually come right. But running, hiding, and being uncommunicative will not work. So that's sort of my platform. It was hard at times, and you make mistakes, and it's hard to own them, and you don't want to, but you move forward. So, yeah, I still have those horror stories, and probably one that I've caught, I have seen it in action, but I do want to just fess up, because this sort of might normalize it for some people. My greatest personal error when I do anaesthesia continues to be leaving the spill valve or the pop-off valve closed, because I'm often in a busy prep room. I finally stop to help somebody. The patient needs some manual breaths, or we're at induction and we're sealing the cuff or something like that. 3 people want to talk to me, and I can't multitask as well as if in fact I ever could. And I will always be watching I'll be watching that bag like a hawk, sort of almost subconsciously, because I know that a lot of times I'll look out and it's starting to fill, and I need to spin that spill valve or pop-off valve open. So if that's probably my biggest challenge. And yeah, I've got oodles of mistakes that I've made that you just have to own. Another one is that alpha-2 agonists, right? They really drop the heart rate. They really increase the blood pressure in those initial stages. And I gave a very low dose a few years ago to a young German Shepherd that hadn't sedated appropriately, in my opinion, with ACE and methadone. It was going for elective radiographs or CT. And I unmasked this German Shepherd's inherited ventricular dysrhythmia disorder by dropping the heart rate down to 40. And I have not seen so many ventricular arrhythmias for a long time. It was an impressive ECG. The dog was really lean, so when I looked at its thorax as we were placing the catheter, I could see how arrhythmogenic the heart was. It was like long flat pauses and then doing this. And I just said to the tech I was working with, let's put an ECG on before we induce. And then it was just a textbook full of ventricular dysrhythmias. So we reversed the animal, or antagonized the medetomidine with adipamazole, and these owners were committed and went off to a cardiologist and progressed with the diagnosis. And then we did, in fact, anesthetize the dog at a later date, understanding now it's a problem, after Margie had broken the dog. That's what everyone said. Well, Margie broke that dog. It did fine. It did great.